Hey, welcome back to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. I urge everybody to do their own research. I'm just trying to entertain us. Everything in this video can be found on public domain, and the full disclaimer is down below. I wish you lots of love and many blessings. So, they're at it again, you guys, but they're desperate. They're desperate to clean up their image. They've been busted so big, but here's what they've done. They wanted to make themselves look super special, so they purchased 500 lunch boxes from Homegirl Industries. They sent those lunches over to an organization that helps veterans called Mission Continues, and they treated the staff to lunch, and what was left over they were to give out to veterans. And that was in celebration of Martin Luther King Day. It's being said that they spent right around $4,500 on these 500 meals from Homegirl Industries. Now, if we're to believe that they own this house and they're not renting, they couldn't do any better than that. And they did not personally show up to pass it out. Just really fast, you guys, when you give your charity, do you go and tell everybody about it? That right there tells me they're just trying to clean up their image, just like they did right after the wreath. It was recently said that Doria was so thrilled that her daughter left the royal family and brought Harry along. Doria and Meghan are one and the same. They both want to reap the benefits of the royal family, but they don't want to back the royal family. You know what I mean? She's a wealthy woman now with lots of stability hanging with Oprah. She's more than happy to sit back and reap the benefits of the royal family, but she doesn't want her daughter affiliated with. The court case is not going in Meghan's favor. Now, there was a reason why it was so important for her to set this entire thing up. But let's talk about what her dad said under oath. Meghan set the entire thing up to vilify her dad. She had those 5 anonymous friends go to the People magazine and slander him left and right. If I was Mr. Markle, I would go after People, and I would go after these 5 anonymous friends for defamation of character. They didn't do him right at all. He said that Meghan set that entire People magazine interview up where it painted him as a total liar and like a weak character, and all he was guilty of was having a heart attack. He couldn't control it. Here is some nasty stuff. She and Jason Knopf, he worked for her and Harry while they were in the royal family, sat down and drafted up copies of this letter to provide each a copy to the 5 anonymous friends right before they were to go to People and give their interview. She and this Jason Knopf tweaked this letter that she wrote to her dad, the original letter, and she gave the updated version to the 5 anonymous friends. You know what, y'all? He had no intentions on ever releasing that letter. That was going to stay private between him and Meghan, but he felt he needed to offer a rebuttal. They mentioned it first in People magazine, and that's when he went and did his own interview. Twisted, twisted, twisted. The updated version of the letter that she and Jason Knopf had tweaked and gave out to her 5 anonymous friends for People was totally different from the one that she wrote to her dad. The one that she wrote to her dad said nothing about love. The one that she gave to her friends, Dad, I love you. You know I love you. Come on now. She is nasty. Her dad said under oath the first letter that he received was nothing like the ones that her friends had. So that means there's 2 separate letters out there. In the version of the letter that he received, it didn't even ask him how he was doing following his heart attack. He was in the hospital 2 separate times. He was being criticized and accused of being money and fame hungry by Meghan in this letter. That's the gratitude that she has for having such a wonderful life. She grew up on the set of Married with Children. He got her in her first job. His brother is the one that got her in the UN back in college that Mr. Markle paid for, not Meghan. She never worked and earned her way through school. He paid for it. He said under oath the only reason he even thought about giving his side of the story is because that People magazine, it misrepresented that entire letter so badly that it left him in shock. Everything regarding this letter from these friends in the People magazine interview, he said was a total lie, misrepresentation. And they're saying the royal family's eager for Meghan to find a way out of this, and that's why she's desperate to just get on with it without all the trial. They do not want Meghan to be cross-examined. They don't want her personal life opened. Otherwise, she'd be the first royal to ever sit in a witness box. Witness stand or not, she's not going to win, they're saying, because there's more than one copyright owner to this letter, considering she's had so much help with it. All of that aside, they've already proven that this letter was a part of a clandestine media strategy created by Meghan herself. In other words, she's popped a squat and fallen back into it. So do you guys remember how adamant Harry and Meghan were they had nothing to do with the book, Finding Freedom? Oh my gosh. It's now being said she's the one that did every bit of the work from start to finish. She assigned 2 of her top advisors to sit down with Omid and Carolyn from the beginning of this book to the end to make sure they included everything and got it all right. Sarah Latham being one of the 2, and Sarah Latham's husband's the one that did all the fact checking to make sure everything was correct. You know, she never dropped Sunshine Sachs. She never dropped her PR company in the States when she got married, even though she lied and said she had. Anyway, she had Kaylee Morgan from Sunshine Sachs call and make sure all the doors were open to get this book put out as quickly as possible. The most important thing to her in this book, you guys, really shows her mentality, is she wanted everybody to know the brothers had a huge falling out and she was the reason why. They said it was super imperative that everybody knew that Prince William was a complete snob, and also insinuated he was racist by the words he used. All Prince William said to Harry was this: don't feel you need to rush this. Take as much time as you need to get to know this girl. It was important for her that William come across very snobbish and somewhat racist. Now, I call everybody girl. I call everybody boy. That's just me. That's how I talk. So maybe that's him and how he talks. Does that sound snobbish to you? If your brother came to you and said, don't you feel the need to rush this? Take as much time as you need to get to know this girl. Would you take that as like, oh, you're a racist, a snobby racist? I wouldn't either. I wanted folks to know also that everybody in the family referred to her as Harry's showgirl. I don't see that as offensive at all. If somebody referred to me as a showgirl and I'm coming from the actor's world into, this royal setting, it wouldn't really hurt my feelings. There's another bit in the book that she felt was super important to put in it. And it's where a royal staff member said to his coworker, there's something about her I don't trust. Why is it wrong for this person to have an opinion? Look, she's proven not trustworthy. These pictures are proof. How else would these pictures even be in circulation? And even though I cannot prove for a 100% certainty that Marcus took these pictures, I'm pretty sure he did. These pictures were taken at a fundraiser that was held by the royal family in Buckingham Palace, where no media were ever allowed. It was off limits that night. And it just so happened that Marcus Anderson was a guest to Harry and Meghan's that night. Who else would be so close to them with a camera? Why the sneaky angles? Why the sneaky snapshots? I think she and Marcus, this is just my opinion, came into this relationship planning on blackmailing the royal family, and I think that's what's going on here. Harry's completely under their spell, truly. She's not going to win these lawsuits. I'm here to tell you, if she does, it's going to be a miracle. Dragged so many people down with her through all of this. Sarah Latham and Samantha Cohen, Christian Jones. He's been with the Cambridges 10 months. And because of what's being leaked out through this court case, he just up and quit his job. Christian Jones was one of the ones that helped with the book also. He helped defame Prince William's character in that book. It's just my opinion, but I believe he quit because he knows what's about to spill out. It's going to get a lot nastier. Here's what's going on as a result of Meghan being busted. She and Harry both are going downhill fast. Even Oprah, and she's about as nasty as it gets, wants nothing to do with her. She's pulled totally back. She's ruined her entire reputation. She and Harry both. And they've done it themselves. Nobody wants to work with them in Hollywood. Nobody. Isn't that a shame? Evidently, Meghan had some sort of a reputation prior to ever meeting Harry. He would beg people for jobs, commercials, advertisements, finally landing suits. And nobody even liked her on that cast. Even saying she's never been trustworthy. She's always created these narratives. She's always done these clandestine media strategies. Her history's proven that she's created characters, email and production companies on her behalf. And it turns out that was Meghan they were talking to the entire time. And as a result of all of this coming out, Hollywood's iced her out. They want nothing to do with her. I have even heard that Netflix is reconsidering the contract they did with Harry and Meghan. Have you ever met that person that lies so much that they themselves believe their own lies? That seems to be the case here. She filed these lawsuits because she believed in her lies to that degree. That's my opinion. She's really fallen into her own trap. This is not a good look for her and super embarrassing for the royal family. Hang tight, I have so much more to share. I hope you're having a good day today. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Please stay safe and be blessed. And check me out. I'm over at Rumble and brand new Tube and Parlor when they're back. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Please stay safe and be blessed.